15C. In fact, or share a buying yuma, a organ hyena, Mampeni di share and sa, and my non so or coheso. Ye can NPP party, and ne baby a free bar. Untumini or Asamoah-Boateng film. Why a member of parliament to that? A baby a party in Namsi say, and your 2 years after and say, and no baby din como. Na ya show non so, na june. Nimi din Ediao, Amufa, Boachi, open your quaba.
Major, yeah, promise that.
No, yeah, now why?
Yaminado Boko, and me fee as Santiago Moko.
I'm going Fantian, just tell her, no, no, behind.
On a mission, and you walk
anyway, Ochina holiday. The mammy fan chassis and Fenfro. Mampeni Mahama Bay, as a holidays in a yard. What's your take on that?
As you come, Minchia, who I wash a hand, who I will take here, so Michimunala, what's a man can say, and the Maba, you better go. Yeah, Asabeee be saying, maybe make a wife. This year, again, for another year, holiday, and that was how the cracker, and was they few weekdays in Akasha Fida. And see, in Canada, weekend, you're starting where if you there, you are, but what the Bokoya, and see, if you done, here so Asabeee here
yeah, scanning.
Nancy Bronya no so I know they are not sure the book of Fida.
On there, Sasan, what can say holiday be an minimum Christmas?
Bronya see Brada now good at what Bronya the book Piano Chica.
I don't know. Who said the oil?
Montaka, your man,
no, Bisano.
I will be on the bed, the Bronya said,
okay.
It's when you have a holiday night, I mean, or Dawson,
yeah.
Baby, you do Cuba. Oh, yes, Zimmerhorn, now. Although holiday crowd with you, what's your coach out here? Now, only here, or this cabba. Well, condemn a holiday, Bronya, Bibia, if you're more coach out here when you're whisker, but now America for a home. So, don't Bibia, or there, it can send there, the mighty woman, and yet, and I enjoy. You got to make a stand. Okay, Yasha wants his honor, Ghana's action was said. Okay, I would tell you, my home.
Now, so far, so good. So, by Bessumin, ni Bossumin Sunte, what started you?
My match, my main friend Fiho. Nemum Sabakaya, Abra, Yakotua Bad, Dry Emi who be there. See, a home was one home. Now, me can't send be NPP for the Nagana for there. Yes, in Kugu, Yadatum, in all Ahumbrasim, Yadatum. I mean, you know, I nine down too much at Patapana Zerba. Yeah, Yadatum. Yeah. Now, the second can be on the 18th of December, before that funeral was started. The Yatumina, Gugaban, I will hold a bufu. Now, your mamma for one, no, you be horrible because there were few things now being koye, Yahana, name, Yonan Tiramba. Yeah. But Ubiankana, Madnum, Yerkasan, Yanshana, one from Papim, Amma. Answer now, funeral started, the cut the massive motor. And so, German funeral will be our more paranoia. Now, I should say, I said, yen, half a day, I have been on the aircon. You hand over as a maho, your church on your ma, when you know. With you, I say, good will no, on a man can crumble. Sir, you're caught to a banner, our NPP for hand basic party, second D. Second D fianza, yen dear fianza. Dormel fianza. Charawala is a humbling defeat, or there were who I don't know what that born. You will be for the friend of Venuku. I show you by your antacid. Until neither you come kakra. Now a tobo, name Hong until I'm Hong Kong, my wubutum, good will no, until you papa, your yam from. So far, where's this one? I mean, my so much. Now, my study Hokaka. Paying John Mahama, Minu Papa, Minis in Como, and I send a Minacasi Archer, but Minocro Parliament, saying, no more Parliament. Yeah. Timin. Now, Yanko in your mind's house, or Crucier, me assure that you whole papa, politics illusory. And so, there, okay, Jumaka Clan, Jumano, men who there, or is the cinema ye kaka. Unless you so, I don't mean who only hearing you there say. NPP for Kwana Yafada Mafubu here. Here, you know, aha, none of that for her. And it's going directly opposite Kaka. Okay. And Ghana for happy with opposite Noko because unfortunately, Yakoto Aban will painting a black papa. Yeah. And he said, we're painting a black and I was looking, hey, a coach, and he or dog. that is the strategy they've taken, and I can see it.
Okay.
Even in the appointments, is a strategy.
Yeah.
And they have an eye 2028.
Yes.
We're politicians.
Yeah.
In fact, politics, they could catch the election could be starts. But it's the pace in which you go, because you need to make your campaign throughout. But they're there to show now. They are doing it.
Okay.
But what you know is one eye
2028.
It's hey, 2028 no way. I mean, my master.
Now we are also party and you know.
Honor, some nation, I remember. I was saying, come on, I
want to so almost here, and I'm also more here.
Now, more worry 2028 because we get a trum, we get a goodwill, which is normal. It's a thing. Now, our 20 NPP for the Academy here, so. Yeah, boss 2020 solely a young bachelor.
And then I buff frontier or that's a crowd goodwill, Bepim Sabre.
So what they Sir Ghana for Hobon to him on a half.
Okay.
Ozikan Emi Medanyamia simple day, the Mazin Oba Osande, na Ghana show about to I'm saying ye na and who my man from home na a kind here, Bundod in Tawantawaba. Nti yaji tum ya krofien omanyama krofom indeed nyame wa ma asumdwe na Ghana no ho and democracy no so ayere no so no ho ntochi mebiala owom okra na bia or concerns but part of the general management of the nation. Now party na NPP so we are intact except there I started be teto kakra ono na ma ba head dem teto ne yenya botel wo. Now the point is that our akofien na wala untawantawa wofien is when we see 2028 do PR you will miss the fundamentals. I think that's where NPP here problem are being. Yes, NPP NDC Vako, Mawayan one eye there. Also yes, there should be one eye, but you must concentrate. The focus is always in now. What the hammer bow flag in a
Okay.
What the hammer bow?
It was so separate from what they had Bibia boom. And tis a siena and ye are thrown in you. And also separating me, now to me, I need no boom.
Are you focusing? Yeah, the Biana Canadian in Abuma, it fail. Focus on what is needed now. We can immediate and short term. Now, medium term. Now, long term, and so plan long term nation of from young people.
Yeah.
How you can train them and mentor them are there. I will say, go to jail, no one will take over.
Yeah.
So that's the long term. But in the medium term, and or there share at that or there, yeah, or then you will party, or you cool, or yeah, it's there football, a yellow ball. One call Mohammed Salam couldn't to cover ball from Alice and on cash your goal.
And then I'm can say as MPP and Nisha 2028.
I would say in sure because we cannot lose focus of that. That is a cycle.
As a more.
Into my order, there. Into my order, there. You cool, Penyfuna woman, the men with the white zinc, a crackers, general secretary, Noli Juma, Kakana Canala. Our denture yet to cool be, you watch the hand, a buffaba, I will have a man for 2 money. Our then painful and temper, pennies, only one check. Or there, it can lay, hey, Mujuma war. I did not hear you, name any young to me and say more a Bujoku, Kakre, you pass 7 and hour 15. More mamma when one share 2028 in my head. Now, more young strategy, my one, mamma shall you. Now, here I can, young Shah. And see, yes, your eye is there because I too cool the one show. So that you don't lose anything about now, or sorry yet. And that you will give that responsibility solely to our parliament. Where you're part of the members of your party. In fact, Oba in Kugwa, her party now was in the parliament.
Yeah.
Section 1997.
Yeah.
Dr. Apruku, Kandapa, Kwame Adukufo, Kojo Baredu, Juan Pobio, Hackman, Uswajimai, Felix Uswa Japan, late.
JH Mensa.
JH, Malamukro Parliament, JH, so I need Akashi, near church as a man. No, Kabini, so Parliament, you know, they them are Fenoli, Nana, don't pray, not don't pray, Mona, Patricia, Pigimo. One I knew was in common, Bibia and Fashion ones at near Chow, ye did. And I beg your kuna, Yats on the one shot 2028, when you hold link up, now when you party number. That's what we do, you separate the rules. Now, party, young from SMC or polling station or Benedict. Obaneden na 2.1 for a million.
As a party starting this by appointing Professor Kwe and then the report.
Exactly more. So we took it, but her party, her problem, Kwe there. Ma Obia baby and Obia one was some can. You knew that I didn't know where doing one to humble. You was some candidate, yes, it was opinion. By collective interest. Your party never been, and yes, you Pierre Walanso in your one was but all by decision making or your collective.
Okay.
Yes, Michael Quinn, you must all say, hey, I will name it, and me, when you the man has a brilliant idea. My support for party chairman 204.
Okay.
Now, President Gufo man, the India.
India.
Or the highness of Cuba. And so now, me, Papa.
President Gufo or Hill, and of Hill.
Papa, me Papa, you know.
What band?
I said, I'm being a good name for Papa. How I can offend daddy, Papa. Papa Michel, when you know, President Gufo, so or Abruchi. Michel, Obia Michel. Now, young party, I had there, Obia, Pede, on could say, yeah, they be a tobo. Now, yeah, she said, you sign rules. But unfortunately, you see, leadership and on impossible than Pedamobozin. But my Munia Stephen, then the fortunes are now improvement on your papa. Say, Yakun, you need somebody to put his foot down. The hell, be my yesia your phone adwombra into okoya abosoma na say me ntuma okay ye nyina yenko okoi ho ti emi man na men kasa ba na me okoi kasa pa obia ye bi na mu de platform or ye de dem say talk to okoi talk to nyen bibia no was ba paado oyoku ye ko training na ye ma cameras football ti wonya camera nye de na o ma camera abosho training your tactics emi me ko she kotoko anam ko she house oda no ma obia beti ma me ye
Debbie
aha nti odanche ye ma okoi no committee no wo bi. But if you put the job on the home two man home, no, okay, no. But luckily he did a good job. Okro around, it's him here, Amy was from officially.
Okay.
Apart from any in command, secretary, years in command, or from officially. Already, 40 minutes. They ended up having 3 hours with me.
Okay.
Me let you home, Papa. So, part in the coffee.
Oh, I'm more castle okay report now. As I say, penning phobi who no one way I dream.
Yes and no. Yes, because I would ma osi baby wakadena. I didn't know say you I had done a protocol forward. I say.
Yeah.
But in Yama the documents so bad now. We are better to now. But if I know bad no, can be more some cophobia or what the Prague who buys them also at a section page
report. Of okay report. I didn't move here.
Well, here, and so was the bill boom. Now, me my demand can ask him. You say, Kojo, in Yen Wokrum, and say him, Abayfo. I say, Yen Wokrum. Well, I showed them a crowd of Pedal Boom as earlier, and now let they put a ban. And see, while they put a ban, I don't know what to not pass up with 66. Well, also the aqua, and it will crunch you into Oyeda, but a crowd was a man, or then you way you name more extracts.
And a summary, no crowd.
Summary will be there. About see. Samurai, don't go into details of Igbo in Igbo. I mean, my man was 7-page report. 7th page. Some of them be a minister. And I'm a chieftaincy in a religion. One of for my politics in another man for when you inform.
Yeah.
I saw for when you inform. Imam for when you inform. To me, 7-page. But I didn't expect them, meaning they want Fazin and so. But the summary of Mokan and Abimokan, nature where you summary, know what the recommendation, because summary be our Asamoah-Boateng no only recommendation. I had the Botswana. So those two, the summary or the extras and the recommendation, now what that man, I mean, I'm see the one from my leadership of the parliament improve. At that time, you had to Obama, one where you hear him, they know how to handle such a document. Leadership, now, party and painful, they can keep documents. They don't, but they will guide us. But when you wasn't community, I can tell you, I mostly know everything in it.
Okay.
But in the man, your number can.
Now, we hear the old name, and maybe a party in Namsisia, and a okay report on the far.
It becomes selective.
Okay.
Then with the way you be, I wasn't here. It being so maybe, but the fundamentals are probably true.
Once I would name not say a benefobia soon because I want to because Mikasa, I ran a can be. I didn't know how man for and say, I didn't know the report about specific in penning phobia. Your party for you and also. but mpanimfoɔ bi a ɔmo ba bonte be kasa party foɔ no tie na ɛsɛ sɛ ɔmo hu na ɔmo afa ho de atu party ne fo na ya adwene yɛ sɛ still na yɛ keep bi a wɔ general secretary hɔ nko ana obi anim
our general secretary hɔ no the main document yɛ one pɛ ma kokɔ na mpo nyi bi oyɛ na ɔdin na akɔrɛ but yɛnyi wɔn zi nkɔmɔ nti no mpanyinfo no bebree enyim ade ɔwɔ mu wɔtum kaa ne nyinaa
but ebinom ɛwɔ mu okay
but enyim bebree nso a enyi dɛ kasa bebree that's one of the reasons a man so bi yɛ kom kakra because ɔba hey maame the same thing nkɔ ama adoma no hɔ ɔso kojo dede wa aba no hɔ ama mpoi but yɛ kom na etietie fo ma fi poi a I'd say so, and you want one as an and now my baby, you want to imagine I'm
come back when we chrome a party for D home come up pie, nano council meeting on Mokoye, and date on Moshe, and Binum so propose I say, and to a bam fan free throw and reform, and fan free form and costro. Why a party penny? I know young Koma will be a DB. And my person knows will be sound common. Send a woman.
In fact, it flows from I don't want my Kokwe report to into that.
Okay.
Inti my Kokwe report in some kakari young people for you be. But young coming now so. But our denture just to Abejo Kubi now watch the implementation of that.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the problem. Inti yeah and I the documents that come up part now called General Secretary one. Name some yeah Emuchena. Nti odanche to nti mala me suggest to mpanyinfo de yam pia mpanyinfo enum bi ma me suggest papa usu ankoma de wo mo no ponda no na kwampi nim so brem na me bia yiko otu no brem mpanyinfo a yanyim ho bi mo tifie but ye be fa ma shada ma abodi na ba say because me menyim ho and they can do a good job. Nti nche wonya be won hwe implementation onyi da waka but bomu da mpa anamo yurutu anama wutu na wazireba. Yeah, in fact, it was started, but now who have to put them because here now where do they fit into the constitution of the party? Now what he must say executive young correct. It was a bit awkward. Until you when you had the concentration the legal committee, Frank Davis in the group, there were my amendment. But on Frank Davis in the group, why a lawyer for? One my amendments to the constitution.
Okay.
But the recommendation is not only amendments in the issue. There are political direction which the committee gave recommendations, political directions. One also the matter.
Mami Musa, down, up, no, okay.
One of the recommendations. I didn't miss him.
But say I'm come papa a party now. Why not?
I mean mature. The man have options, and one of the options is what they have done. But there were conditions to that option. The party could be a focal point. Today, you have ball. With the ball, you have kakra or teamwork. Why do you need a Romana? Because are they in a target? I don't know how to go now. Kotoko Abukari. Also go now, Fefe. Abukari now, Takri was saying, go now, Fefe.
Go now, here.
Never now put on here. Now was it now from there? Now from me, we're passing now. Was not the short no here.
Okay.
The moment to come from that. Until you need a striker, you need a target person. So you need a focal person. That I recognize it, and people recognize it. But the question is, when do you have the focal person coming in? Have you got the team? Do you have to be able to pass them ball now? Man, no go no for this abaka. In them dribblers now. Who was the born of Razak? Now, a was the born of Adolf Hamanoma. Go no best friend.
Oh yeah.
My American is saying that there was that recommendation, but you need to get the people who bring the ball to him. One of such things was the polling station area.
Okay.
I want you lose about also not to have.
Okay.
When you knew there, you lose at the bone of your one was incident. I wasn't no great. You pay 5 for me, do one neighbor for women organizer, youth organizer, and general alcohol delegates and no community when I don't free now. This kakra nine party man and power can be a hobby. Okay. It's a buffoo. Now the general public knows I walk to general election and one put the whole way for more than anything.
Yeah.
So you have a problem there, meaning solve it. And one of the recommendations, okay, you need a striker, you need a focal person. Timing is one aspect, but you need it. So look for it or mawinu alcohol. But why don't you solve this problem? You're buying the born argument.
Yeah, you're base, no. Okay.
Bem, it can also in our years, about no years. We give ourselves 5 months.
And think I would also say, be a base in
Of course. It means, there, limited base. Yes, for former.
Yes, she will yes and say one man a one who did one and you don't want their strike and intimate strike.
Exactly more. Okay. Until your boy man, be more say young women like a cranny Antonio. You started the mass making from 2010. Until Chabadesa, you can't be man, you move your yeah. It's in the leadership now walk on what can some money to one and Shana. There must be a group that dedicates itself to implementing my car. And teacher your boy Massicial and Amy Mohan, Motuaba, command Infantiman, or your command Methodist Primary A. Yadudo Dawson, ABM, the 580 was a Sunday, you will electoral register. I mean, how many man come for my catch or the him will be 500 and now easy NPP for and now 480 quite NPP for. Now, a NPP for. Name me, young fear. In fact, young to a banana say, and this if we not do you fear of him back, you want to near you want about your cracker. Until about to market, okay, you did a Canadian NPP for you. And the more when they put in one way NPP for Papa, going over one neighborhood, Papa. Some to one in one. Yeah. If you will be more Papa Cash and this when you be with you, want to flat. Yeah. You wonder how one party one, you know, one go. 9 years, corner is your Benjamin, choosing everything if you voter card or telephone number. Near you is in Kitao. You been your Papa 450. And Comumium Cobese. Oh, yeah, limited. For my. Well, we are here and it's on somebody, you know, Bankers wrong. Bankers wrong. There may be a 1 for 2 baby. Now, yes, if I for no crowd will go for come home, she come on. Now, it's the 2 never count. Now, it took 20 grand or buffer or fine way. See, Casamna Wabash was so how here. She said, well, my mom call and tinker. You don't tinker with it. You open up. Now, opening up is make sure you validate who are coming as members. And then they might be members in good standing. Yeah, sure, I boom. So, yes, once you are choosing the Busuma, Obuchia, a meeting, said, I'll cut on and I'm alcohol, and I'm no one back 2, 3, out of the best 6 numbers on Pierre Party. Now that Eco is an event in Amenaya, MB, now I'm on Spanish. So, there's a Kitahuzi. So, you can get a minimum, people of about 450 of a lecture area, a polling station area, 580. 450, that's what you to know NPP for. Try to about what win it. You won the place. Win it. Now, I was a bimom, a bim. Now, me a former, and tell me them were right to them. Then I mean, your former by Moboduku, Mobo NPP Duku, and you go more to my for broom. Oh, for broom, them, and me them to go to you. No, the matter them from. And then Mobo, a poster, war a electric pool, young of Bisuani, a called farm poster. Only he got electrocuted. On your former polling station, they get honor each other. There be Maria, they say, oh, there's your quarter flag where I'm some account, your quarter parliamentary account, your quarter constituency regime account. Oh, any job. Now, yeah, you see, Assembly, if you so was a kind of country, can be a cigar while I was about 400 plus winter for the whole country. Over 35,000 police stations. Until it stops one of the problems I'm here, which now, feel so, I'm going to be watching that. This I'm going to pay the free TV. Yeah. No, what you are about them on so you solve that problem. It will take a while, but why not? Yeah, well, if I start here before be it's Busume is on you, and you are the man and your database now. Come on, yeah. Engineer. Oh, and do you think, sir, and no chassis and sign a flag bearer? I mean, the man of my dream. Okay. Because you're from the year. Well, Patrick, what is by Abuama, or Kanqui Central Member of Parliament? Patrick is also down and Cosro in him. My own boom can be the Yumba, even your Obianga, every member poster, Mosumotubi, every member Duku, Marco for Brom, and then Motubi. And the man will be I didn't think the face rubber for my but my mankind, and the option was there to go to the top. But the option of the top is dependent on this one. Yeah, exactly. There's a condition. Honor, prepare strike, I'm a pest strikers. Exactly. I'm on a bono. What me I should go. I say no simple common it makes it easier for the goal scorer. Into every another bayan so them man. If there was that interim committee in American with the Maposa and Kuman Namubuzin, and Chawan were boss supervised the Mazi, a bit more concerned there. Now, executive, be more, I was no phone, one work at the magic. Then they can solve the group of Yaba, or you're paying for when you will be. In fact, what started person, be more home, into when you cry, be minimum. It gives us an assurance, then paying for now, especially better for friends. I saw about more ever. Kufo ministers what was na nature yan woropo na fi yetibunka nti order yetian kan nti say emma what don supervisor they can do a proper job for the database. When your database now, then you can call what I called in my report to them. Minim da or share report to them a committee ko report to kakra there and yenya electoral college bi region bi ayam pimpinfo beye baasa wo yam pinyfo elders no one form electoral college. Now, times 16, 333 times 16. Maybe Ashanti is bigger, Eastern and Greater Accra, Ebama extra, maybe 2 more, so 5, then the rest are 3. It doesn't matter, whatever. We can play with the figures. Now, one channel one supervise, how do we get the striker coming in? You need to vet them, you need to look at them, you need to do all that, and you need to even look at their visions and all that. Now, if you actually one way I will be related to the foreman, then there's a link between the form to the flag bearer. Because you need that support base. Here is Papa Ukraine, here is Bodu Kuna, here Pastor, here is Executive, here is Papa Ukraine, such as Anama Ukraine. Then you are left with the middle group, which is the national executives, the region, and the constituency. Because in our deliberation in the politics, and the recent past, actually, the middle group, one of influence in Yama. Because a Kayana regional secretary now, Richard Mahwa, our flag bearer and over the Huma, I never craft as Canama. I mean, what control? Such as it.
Yeah.
So you one born and one why a middleman. Middleman, if you can limit their influence, nature that there's a base, the flag bearer has a direct base. This is the aspect that going to the top is understandable.
Okay.
But no way, no worker was the two. So you can't go to the
top. Also can say top.
You can't go to the
top no here because say only top no a ebema ho ye aya na ifrase ekosoro no.
In the Ghana politics, one time Ghana here constitution was the 2 market president. It is a case swap now. Okay, president. Hey, it's your man Kofuko who is the Campa on what to go one party. What the comment? Because on your power, I don't know about my baby. Now, 2 market is the name of was in nature now and you walk in. I know what dictates each day. As the Hana Papa Nepio. As I what would take no one better. I'm better. I will make a million to without coordinating some American and I know Cashamano. I'm better. I need to want to woman. Now, why create dictatorship? Now, if from my master, but have you forgotten as a party? 1992. Rollins CPSC or PSC or Nungraford, Wakafa, CPP group who were dissipated. Maramofa, Jochi Kataka, Wogun, now our first CPP, the remnants, then where was it? The NPP one who know whom we feel about what took a one boom. We are a very powerful group. Because of that's not doing so now more to my NPP need a strong NPP. Except that all the loyalty can. But you see, NDC, the advantage was that you want dictatorship not so bad. Until you dare not challenge it. Such as the first day to Kita Rollins, until one point to Casa. Enough, you so the strong character was the lead. But what they did was dissipate the CPP, formed the NDC from PNDC to NDC. Then the same structure existed. Their concentration on propaganda, security, and propaganda, which is communication. Security, they don't joke with it. And then there was a third aspect, I remember. Into why the man in Oma would now some leverage be over us. But what the election or your presidential and parliamentary can share the same day, November 7th.
Yeah.
What's that? You got 2 in our boom. And there be your quarter Rollins, your watch still separate. Your quarter Rollins is the first. So what would make sure the Rollins a Romana. Today, my yapadi. Young called flag bearer. Now, Onunya, the Rollins in your home was here. I feel. What was your take on one? I feel parliamentary. Rollins are getting your man, and got to NDC parliamentary awu from how was yes ya enti o ma ye mu da san what to penyin is na o ha o here for na here pede penyin is na stand ya before ma
sa o mo de be ha form for no
dem na what is into high I go and get there you control story
so like yeah we are we that
I feel yanko enti but that costs politically yanko so o deprive him of parliamentary representatives mala bukrum wala ukrum de bi da wo asante achem north Emin was out. It's called all Gaso, Yachide, Bogu, Udumase. Yakafa, Aquabia, or NDC, obey MP. First MP of Asantiachim, or Fanny Joe Passas. Joe Passas, meaning no Joe Passas. The Walla is in or the MP, Joe Passasa. Nature Santiachim, Joe Passasa. Another Sasa, the role is in dictating Mamma. I always dictating to Joe Passasa. Into hating or any true. But places like Nadoli, Kaliu, where Munia Yabambabi, say Chayakroya, we had a chance. It's a Jato Kaliu Nukru. Then you pull out in Tin. Oma Abambabi Katao, Okata on when you have this. A G Equa, Anamba, I want to know you. You echo ye. Near Yawa, Yakubu, Ogede. Ogede now couldn't know you walk independent candidates. No, you walk out in 1997, yeah, with 66 MPs. So the point I'm making is that in your Mercosur, it affects the way we behave at the bottom.
Okay.
For power now, I mean, I'm not going to in so you create a dictator. Why do we want to go that line?
I don't know where I can find a monster. No,
why do you even want to? A party of individual minds.
Yeah.
Yenala, Penifo, Yemubi, Juma, the Ubiala dictator been on the crew to them, my rolling so the one Nakashiman. Here and here, your boy, and yet and Cape, your cost even Craig couldn't see Bakaya Victor Ushumona, a Yajin Watimona, a Jacob former, no one former party. Until Ubu Negiz man. Now, what I call in politics inclusiveness. If many people who there or count, oh, Obokuno, why you manamo. Nay, you know him. If you to my career, you make him, I don't know, on Kennedy. Oh, no, you come no show. I say, it's a man come.
Do I know I got to about?
I got to do as I got to. I mean, politics. You can get a politics or convinced with the Charlie, Asabeee, Charlie, Asum Kufo, Nipa, Etumasum Kufo, Asuma Kufado, Asum Party, no for the bands, come home. Rollins said by them, you know, you will chrome hand. I was saying, you man. Emi mekaupa baby na na ku akusapon mokoto anafi kokoto hwede mire e wo gonda baras ansa na moko Victor Wusu no ho kada papa ye nkrofo ni bia kohehye agwada de enu o na o say enu omonye na muto omonye say wonu de kronti ye nkotie it's politics you listen ye nkotie ni ehu adeko na ku okochire ko hyenche no say hey bra we akola ba mesuma ko covid o ekofo no ma ba no mkochu echosu musu
I know Asamoah-Boateng and AD command of pay.
And I want to show the near see so. Liman, what you know, and so Liman for no hero. The Cocachilla Victor said, on you come now, young ship near Shady Ecoso. Now, you would Ecoso, now, Omon Pebi Mecano. That's how Jacob for joined. I mean, I'm looking at information in free Gonda Barras. Now, I'm to go, and I'm to Medina. I was the president of the Medina Student Union, Wahayala. I mean, my campaign was Medina. If you can hold my city, but no business you can't have. Until the Vanquachi go now, Eric, if you want to know what control Medina Student Union, any is no.
Madam say, Mamma Twadi to a bimra, na Mema Quama Openino. On Monsieur Kakrana Fia, but Yaba, or Asamoah-Boateng, Baby, say, chairmanship position is still ano. Oh, aya, opese ode esan echo biwa na yedisa nkomo no. Mekai was a Franco Trading Enterprise for na ya adman pay. Ama yene ora Stephen Asamoah-Boateng a former minister. Kufuor Abreso former minister, President Kufuor Abreso o kasa. O say the kasa no chuko ko ni ade from Rollins time or you be a onim grassroots politics papa. Wasan be minister onim strong from va. Ade ama oya strong ko ene say Osanko a chieftaincy minister. Now say Honso the night say form pa etinia waka no ogitumwa eyeye. Franco for said phones omo ton omo de foforo aba ene eniema hodo a wonimu nyina TV iron kettle, afi refrigerators a open, air conditioner, ni nyina omo di biaba. Main office no wada braka on Rock Cinema na hwe animu. Na okọ mo main platform no so a francotrading.com. Okọ ha niam ni nyina wo ho, na open no wa twusu yem family wo fi a asembie ni ho ye beba. Senso pese wan kasa ba so a obetumi afre 0555939311 0555939311 wo frɛ 0555939311 baby a wo gina no e be direct to ama wakɔ ye outlets a e ben wo san sɛ enkrabata no de eye bebree main office na e wada braka no e da so wo hɔ ye ne Rock Cinema na hwɛ ni mu Franco was a phone papa fie the next national chairman ebe ye Stephen Asamoah-Boateng na obenu da so I wo chairmanship position no
Unduho. I'm a disciplined party member.
okay
Party me count yet away.
okay
Until party mbra ku into mun kada wa ko me pay into me he ya mention them me push into them wazi me skate na mo
okay
mbra ya ni wọlé sere ba twere na yesika na push na ye hwehwe na ye bibi aye e ma na me pe bibi ma ye se chairman yo se bedo nyame na obekire
ti duru ebrane duru ha
na ba ma ba he nye chairman ti na ba ne bia se mdo no so nyame bu ekwan a bia ma ba ha for chairman ba si shala
what me anka say da bibia ene minim say wo da so I o
man ka me yi wa no awo peda to me ba ya mo no ya na wa ye e peda ni
akwa bi ana by kaku
ma ke simfo man se ba kaku oye ne yo
sa
ya kaku cross sardine
I see
anyway my America ke say dem ba ha den de
yeah e be di party komo
bi na mpeda mo ka kire Ghana for NPP
for
ozi kan yen nyabotel
okay
yen calm down that's the English word
okay
ne fancy about the calm down meaning
brafom toboase
na yen build a consensus is that
yena yen kam mo fa dwen mom
Sunday so yi na adwene yi twen ha ono oham kakra metse na yi pedem ye frank etunyi yi pedem ye frank etunyi frank na was ha ma abo ma he aso say kakra na waka ni ateto bi na ya aso aka hye holum yi kufo kan o say there's a big hole ma so me kan to come what for french me kan big hole wonderful mpocho nyamo big hole na asem but I can say holum. Now, Frank Hanson, now Frank, I say, Yadi Hammer boom, Yatu, a coach to them, Frank, the quiet. China, you for money, and my Frank, I for Yambompa Mudo, name for more, or no connection soon come. Yampen, you phone won't soon summoner was in my hand. That is why I'm here today. Young for the Muslim summon, young Fanta party near Shiny. Now, young Frank, I for now, young calm down, young build consensus, because individually, you know, Dawson. Kuka. Ama Ghana push his was a monster baby. Because what about Kofi with the men? You come kaka. Election of Kofi, and I am Papa. Elusi second, and Guasi, Elusu Yendi, Kofi, Doma, hey, Uncle, Sunyani. Oh, some mammy, for a bono, a bit more cancer, early declaration. A bit more cancer, yeah, admitting early non so neck and yet son and else and Camunia. Because a mass parliamentarians need be a bemu free polling station hall. You see, party, and that's where leadership counts a lot. There's the positive of that yeji and there's a negative. There's a negative, yeah. Emi mehu yeba fourth Republican administration from 1992 one of the Obiara and Konti Rollins open or year. But yeba President Kufuor bill 2020 a year 2000 not 2001 there was Coca-Cola now handing over Yebeja to Mno. I played a key role in those days. Those days, those sides, Madame Butchie, or your general secretary. Those are the people that wasn't wants to sumo by you when they hear you out there. Or your Dambuche, those sides, College Kwashiga, the late Gladys Hassman and Tama Busia, J. Kufuor, Akuf, Nanako Fabiala. Spirit be soon, politics was soon you. On fait noado. So show ma into Mr. Trako. What should the man that medium say I did that Minjan.
That won't be I.
Miss I did Minjan Semifi. Yeah. So the spirit we need that is what I want MPP. Calm down, let them get the spirit. Some of them, God they are still alive. President Kufuor and an Akufo Dambucho Dinamabu Odosa is coming to the home.
Yeah.
They have the brains. Why are we struggling when these elders are there? They won't pay you for it. Now, what would that my friend now happen? It be more pedagogical.
Negative, positive, and one tree more. Yes, yeah, dear.
The positive is that 2,001 handing over. Coca, and Ghana, yes, or yes.
Yeah.
I was there. I was in the middle of it.
Okay.
I will be clear about the seven. Now, Yamina Dumala, because we were able to track the PNDC time when the Chalemuya Ghana Bese. I did not want to form. And Professor Mills at that time, minimum of Tom commented on Tom the Kurumpua. Mala, we found a way to reach some of them through Spio Gabra.
Okay.
And go, we talk.
Okay.
Ghana politics, for some Munia and this,
yeah.
Yeah. Kofi, and I say, last year, Bob was with them and Papa Marriage. And then my friend also go, I will cry him now. Kofi Wawa, won't say, hey, Bushafo, into your Contaqua, and you hear Bushafo Casa de Chela, and more lose Munjay. So we saw the tension in 2001. 2008, the same tension, time. Now rolling say to Emeka, no we do commercial akafa, Ohinejukum, no we do time. And you are by home, you now why I hear the hot to there's a day I don't know, I don't know if you make pa, me young could be, not be a minister, so I can information. So now you go fortunately. I'm Papa. Now, my monitor, president, Asamoah-Boateng, it's like a holy communion. Because we are in a crisis moment, I need his leadership. Now, many could be for Nigeria minister say, I say, Stephen, I say, yes. I say, but you guys have, I hear you've lost by 23,000 and you are going home. Don't you know the electoral commissioner?
As a Ghana,
Nigeria, most more can, don't you know the electoral commissioner?
And as a Ghana, the is out.
So Nigeria, now electoral commissioner, them. Atuaba, and go for now, pay your Yakufi, Namuku, President for them, Papa. Now, if you are my show, say, a day, say, a idea, and come and see your coffee, you lose by one paper coffee, manager commission, your coffee, I am pushing.
Yeah,
the Besaba. And now you calm down. That's how transition was good and when, because we had to give up. And then we went to learn and came back 2016, 2017. This time around, the tension was still there. But him be a word in the there didn't lost no river.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, but why do you think I was leaving Siga to contest for the national chairman those days?
Because on him say we are going to lose.
I could see danger signs on 2024. I could see it. And I could see there. Asabeee, Asabeee, my Western woman, Cononguna Cromancy, the Kiki,
yeah.
Yo,
Papa.
When you casa now, with Asamoah, and say, the smartness now. It was still a Mutaria. Ocasa, you're good in what they will do. But my father is a Munumaham. Pepe, my bottle. All I don't know who they buy. Pepe. The only great town in Ghana, the English call it Great Command Time. What told ship of crowd was between the command.
Okay.
You can see the broken ship. Slaves are using the ship. You can end up in Suriname. In Suriname now, if you comment, you didn't want it Van Dyke or Bobon with your money on
Van Dyke.
So if you Suriname, no Amsterdam. The point I'm making is that when you have that tension, you got to cool it down.
Okay.
We did in both incidents. This one, we somehow knew that I didn't know. Nti ekwatwema nta yede
na
aba ma wadu elusu sakadi
na
elusu ayendi elusu edomana sunyane great Accra ya nwere na ese da eba ekere
sasa abere na constituencies na
parliamentary votes give you a clue of the presidential votes.
Okay.
In parliamentary year, the presidential is a bonus. Obi control parliamentary na mo party you not to. It's a rare occasion that Obasa Sana do not control against your presidential. Unless there will be a shadow engineer skate and brush or ma waji na ezi nti oboto but the normal voter Ghanaian would know them that na me yi mo mfa inso ka won nti ye hu de ehọ no nye na ehọ no nye a etwitwa engine tum there by you
okay
that's the good aspect but of course you are right to a some extent that's where the bad one also e contem na ka concede in sha na enya broader consensus because politics na wo hanko na ko gina ho so be hanko independent presidential the party nti party mbawomra se bakaya mankind back to 2017 we win Mahama didn't concede easily
Dabi
sure no
kwaji to mo anya to
I had a way and so we there they are in a comfortable league anamba
pepe comfortable league
I'm telling you afterwards when you won't be doing when we said they were not in the comfortable league when we don't want a collation po ayedi but don't want the Takashi but don't want the from kakra na me was in komo na Mahama's key point, and that's something I commend him. Or a team player. I mean, if you don't know him, he's a team player.
Yeah.
Mahama, okay, I didn't much my academy combating one penny for Warba. And he was a more consider major home, but no penny for the Bakwa. Because them time I see you don't get your body feel. They will know Archer. Until you need them, then everybody, Biana, who be like Bufu, is Charlie Ghana. Ghana, Yada, Yarapira, I can't hear. The same thing we did it in 2008. So they also, but it took them a while. We also time took us a while. But this time, when you looked at the dynamics and benches and all that, and you still want the Takashi, why?
Okay.
In the end, and you was in power, friend, you Fushia. Munya majachum so pa no bi da abanti na ko ntem and I consider ntem
ya gitum
enyilara ya tinafia ha ya man yan ho ede or two electoral commission was waiting the who are winning so you catch all the winner but so there's a smooth transition so there's a positive and negative emi makada politics ma mehu kakra mehu from 1996 7 2000 2001 2008 2009 and now 2016 27 ma mehu besim them my foot was my Ghana for there. Mbonejuma, my yard. My Ghana has some year down ho. Echo Crobida and Toho. But the joke will get or man order. What I'm going to put the hoko.
Yeah.
What should you not say? Go back in
Pepe.
What was that? And Kuma, now what you walk across in Yanukroma or your Guinea? Answer. I said, no, you couldn't believe Ghana.
Yeah, I said, what milk can come this for mom.
Now I late. Then the basic thing in politics is ensuring in terms of politics or your basic principle of equality. I'm telling you today. Yes, by our quan. In fact, any if we about Muhammad, Miss or no way, a minister could also say, opposition member could also say, now, a quan a border. I can't a border. Now, here should be a kid, you catch all that now. What's your quan of pepper? On you, hot yes, was here so. A quality in Japan was a COVID up, I don't know quality, which we trying against all us. But COVID and no COVID, only the other pennies into so you need to satisfy the workers and the shelter. Basic things, hunger, shelter, and audible fra. You put the only the many made by Sana, what you married by ya, or ye, or Bob Warman and Puntuba, or Yoko to Abana. I want to show
about one any do bedin here.
Now, a quan for quan fair wabba. But all of you know him.
When the worker said, a do time I declare for positions, and I'll bet you there's over chairmanship and I say, won't go work.
But it's a discipline that I want to do. Or your group work. And you mean, Mammy Pit, and I'm married. In a group, these are the modalities. Yamakwan, one fiancé.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Our friend from Crawford, I know the same thing. It's your one, but must go. I don't know about walk of
David.
Now, my archer. Oh, and then the group will be a party of us now. Walk on that issue was in now. I'm more sure. And before I'm up, focus on you.
Before I'm up, flag bearer, I'm conduct. For now, okay, baby, or more. Okay.
I wish they never started it. I wish the flag bearer matter was not started. I wish. There were fundamental problems with you. Polling station.
The base.
police issue was some young can Michael Quaid, the reporter, it's in there. I'm telling you, one man, one vote.
I see.
But there are conditions in terms of your data tentem. And I'm telling you, I work with national ID. I'm the national ID. Now, homecoming summit is the national economic dialogue. I'm starting national ID.
From your experience.
Dr. Professor Ernest Dumont, I'm the first director. I'm not sure. Many margins if one hour card, no, yeah, starting and so on. Ghana card, I mean, I'm saying, margins, for instance, I wear a card.
Ghana card.
Moses, Moses, it can be done. In fact, an ID can be done within 1 minute, 2 minutes. In the point, I mean, you Ghana card no order. Until now, maybe you put in and you know the Ghana card, boom, need data in Nabado. Until parts of the engineer use them advantages and technology. Now you find a database for 5 months between now and Christmas. You have to tell me,
but maybe I know. Now, can say Benyanka or man started a flag bearer. Started Brebe. When it's when you bow, so I started. I didn't know when you bow, so I started time.
I don't promise every morning walk again. I'm sure I stand up. I Mundiaka, my crew, my fabric, by now, stand, no car coquetta. I now crab them in the Wallet Mamma Carlum Pona. I know what you say, man. That's a car. Michelle Sandobe or Morning Star, don't show your morning work. I said, and walk up into your catano. I said, let me show my number, baby. But the woman and woman has started now. Near you come up, stand. Let them intercessing a blow your marble here. Montombo Crow. Namomi, you know, and I'm pretty much Montombo. Cause Muku and Amokutemoka. You need an opposition responsible. You challenge. Now, what I saw there, I didn't hear your show. I don't have show you are in the one challenge. Yeah. Now, Obi show, you excel. And then now, the point about politics is that you need both sides. And now, they also flip. And I can't afford to sometimes Obama 1 term, sometimes to go to 3 terms is not easy. Yeah. And they had 2 terms in Puna. Yeah. So it was almost set there. Here, I got in your panel, young fun. But it could be beyond that you do something extraordinary. Yeah. Indeed, Mr. Jesse, no common campaign, we can't 60-40. Young Cambum, there are no resilience in solidarity in your one. Young Fambum, my individuals are working to Sika and they won't control it. Young Cambum, now young sister 40, a ban on final appointment 60, now party 1 40. Into sister 40, more motion, more kind for sister 40. Melko was Matthias, sister 14. Now, you would answer a ban of quiet, yes, you would be. Into young of our cabinet, what 2 million bank at her, if you party me about the town, now as in your bar. Into my Yari and Obasa, because you answer from into yesterday. And Yan them, Nekade, yeah, Obiaran is a young walker. Into me, my American there, or flip, until I hear time, but you do not sorry. They can't some could do so. The Frank Beller contesting a court 2023. Say, me a chairman, my uncle. Sir, sir, I'm the uncle. And everybody, hey, it's a break 8. Yes. Never go to the my you do something different. Equal contest. Then my sister, you don't go for too many. What too many? I do a Facebook. My friend, me be my casa. Now I feel what I say. But money and casa. Young baby, I'm winning more. Be starting at the brain. Mumbai. You will be. What's it be a opinion or for mobile? You have a fly by Kedina, a Mount Everest, you could do. Until my friend man be when I would tell my hair. A bit more pedal will jump by him, tentem. Here you jump with your share. And your brother consensus. Since Mercassa, Mrs. Shun, and now Kofa watch them be been a movie. Now in trouble near Chihuahua, you make mistakes. Monton Manubiala. I don't know how, man, because of them, remember me, you are doing a flag. Hey, wait. Wama, and my friend, who wants to see him. With your courage, that woman, you do. Mamunia, Abronia, them, Mishada Mabuzi. Abronia, Mabuzi, Bassa. calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I'm serious. Ni ba ko sama bonede. Ba mo wa fa ase. NS Kofi Owusu Bempa. Kofi menka de mele o ya na omu obia won bia na akomako.
Oh yeah.
But mpocho okasa na no okochi dodo. Calm down. Kofi ma me ni wakasa. Abronye ma afro but e ka de baba mbe. Calm down. Hwe eku ya mbe the consensus. Na obi afi de nezi ni papas no obi a yanko.
So one kasa so wo ba bia on so interest o.
Man kan sisi arampo.
Da bi nye sisi
ya. Me adom na me party penyin na say me peda me ye bibi na me build the consensus of them America here. Why would I tell you where I stand?
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that? Electoral commission on to ala.
So be outstanding baby a Bema party now win the power.
Exactly. My party near Bakanya Wabum. Because party be a
political parties are formed to win power.
Victor Usu, Cobrapie, Namzinachi, Namusha, Namu campus. I say politics and party. And go for Nakamo, a Sikafo. Attention for a theatre for now. Mother, I saw from paying for my daughter saw that make shame dear. Was a 2-2 for account. Almost okay, now me, Mr. Assuming I come home. And Mamma 2 years back, and now na Christo, and I am some year back. Yeah, Branasso. By politics. So they say, if you don't build that consensus, now she will seek out in Tower Bay and Bay. I was so a Tinton or that bully here. I can. You want to teach about to try and ask because we're who hide to know. Yeah, you're much here. Okay. You take your time, calm down. Now, man, paying you full. Let that many penny pick is in common. Can you chat to a mommy? Mama can there. In Kabum na consensus no ono no here iku biala mu achiche mu ntum yehwe he answer na ye gon club all by Liverpool me the example na ukofo she rough oba na o say hey there be yenkambum awo ebo center awo ye dem yenkambum in the kuya wa be when we the Mohamed Salah o she he goal yi aya kokora ka and just first na nche twemi ka ba habaji and na mama be ka ya buka rezini bi go jejani mo na ma wo concentration go pole no na mum hey Alexander Arnold no pass mo obehye in Alexander do copy I say hey ekuru na fi Jeremy Frimpong Ghana yin so bo Frimpong wa hebra ba ya ma papa yi no ya na ya mo na pass ma papa ya mesem di na mu kakre ya onyi na don show goal on share you see there must be a manager na here problems is your management na akaken enti here payful na ayo commission fie ara wo ebufu kakra wom bi mo me ka de wo so ma wa se wo mba na me se ti mama kan de ya ready payful ya baba okay payful na menyim ho no mbozi here nyina ya di here sunsumun and ama me wie me ka sunsuma na me pede nche moto nyom be me tede sinyi pa na me tesi worship na menye sofo kase ye bom panso na sunsum kronkron Brian akome mayenti wotumen sunsum kronkron Brian akome mayenti wotumu no wo na tete wo zo shenkom na kan na do fiwo wo na tete wo zo shenkom na o ye kwamo sunsum kwashigamo sunsum who are watching one hour we now on Yaminado Wam Hong Kong President Kufo na Kufado na Dambuche Muna Odosa was soon. Only soon smart or tie him. Now here you're saying, no, you're the bill. One way she want to humble. Now one for soon so many be, no one's one for them black. Because about the many medicine, now you are well grounded. But I'll say, Asamoah-Boateng. Yeah. And you see, anymore. How anymore? Oh, now we tell. Hey, when you anymore? What's what him here? Well, friend, oh yes, sure, yeah. Cramo, Bibi Shamatema. And the shaker about there, careful, no matter cleaning my ocean. Oh yes, sure, yeah. Oh yes, sure, yeah. And but yes, 2 years. 20 years. May I say for coming? Did you have it? Mo. They didn't say Asamoah-Boateng and pay no dean, come former minister, former minister, President Kufuor time. Oshe said he would need my manual mo. And the questions in the baby will have the far. Politically, no, our finance are no, come. That's your penny here 2 years at the flow by almost what dear food to Amamunina Mofa and Yajuma production team and Amunina Mwasi said the Nimono or China a holiday
ɔkyena efiara nyame yɛ adoma on Monday anopa yɛbɛsan hyia yakram